66% of the people watching this video, including employees, managers, and even CEOs, will quit their job for the same reason. And it's not poor management. It's because they work too hard and fall into a devious trap that's really hard to catch early. And after employing over 100 people and watching them and myself fall for this, causing them to lose jobs, friendships, relationships, and in one case, even end up with a nervous breakdown in a mental hospital, I came up with a way to avoid it, which, shockingly, no one else is talking about. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the truth about how working hard can actually hold you back and show you something that will help you avoid this trap and still achieve everything you want. And I'll introduce you to the tip that all successful people use to stay at the top of their game for years. And I'll also explain why I'm holding these poker tokens. Here's the problem though. Until you really understand the root cause of how this trap catches you, you'll never be rid of it. So first, you need to know how to spot it. By the time the trap was fully sprung, my friend Jane ended up with burnout, followed by a nervous breakdown, losing her partner, getting fired, and spending a month in a mental health hospital, followed by 6 months off work to recover. A couple of years earlier, she was in a great job with good prospects. But of course, there were other smart and capable people there, so Jane wanted to go above and beyond to succeed, like anyone might. Following the advice of countless videos and books about how to be successful, she prioritized work above other things and cut down on what wasn't moving her towards her goal. She was willing to give it her all, and in the end, she did, when the right opportunity came in the form of a big project. So she dived into it headfirst. She worked till 10 p.m. every day, answering emails on the weekend, skipping on social events. She got tired and cranky, but it was worth it. Once the project was finally delivered, then it would be time to rest, get the other parts of her life back on track, and most importantly, get the recognition and the promotion that would come with success. All the hard work would pay off, finally. Instead, she lost everything. By the time the burnout is visible even to the people around you, it's far, far too late. By then, you've been trapped for so long that you barely know what a healthy life looks like, and when people try to warn you, you'll ignore them. This is why people who get close enough to this kind of fire rarely get away without getting burnt. Now you understand the problem, I'm going to share how you can detect it long before it even begins to show its teeth, and what successful people like Elon Musk or Sheryl Sandberg do instead to keep going for the long run. Now, many videos and articles about burnout will point to what happens just before the burnout, like work-life imbalance, lack of control, excessive workload, toxic workplace conditions. And yeah, those tend to happen before the burnout, but first there's a root cause, a subtle step that starts the journey to hell. And nobody talks about that, so they miss the heart of the issue. To understand the root cause of the problem, let's look at another context where it's much more obvious. This is where the poker tokens come in handy, because they're here to remind me to talk about my friend Ed. Now, Ed really likes to play poker. He's not really good at it. I know that because, well, he keeps losing money. Not a huge amount, never enough to actually end up on the streets, but every time he plays, he comes back with less money. But he can't be stopped. He's been doing this for years. Yeah, I've lost money so far, but I know that I'm close. But how? I just do. Sometimes soon I'll win the big game and then I'll make it all back and then I'll make a pile of profits on top. In fact, it's coming really soon. I think I should really double down right now. I wonder if I could remortgage my house to free up some cash. Yikes. Thanks for the tip. I think I'm gonna go and check that out. Yes, I'm gonna be rich, finally. This pattern is common enough in gambling that everyone who's not caught in it knows about it. It's the fallacy of the one big win coming soon that's going to erase years or decades of losses. Of course, it almost never happens, and even in the rare cases when it does, the gambler is soon back at their old pattern, racking up losses, probably even bigger losses than before. This mindset just doesn't work in gambling or anywhere else. This is the essence of the compound trap. And in workplaces, it happens more often than you might think. A Gallup study of 7,500 full-time employees found that 2/3 experienced burnout. A Zapier study found that 40% of workers ended up leaving their jobs because of it. The hard work and sacrifice mindset is a lie. Once you start believing it, then just like Ed, you start racking up losses on a daily basis, hoping that sometimes later things will get better and you'll make it all back. But the statistics show that this won't happen. Instead, you're far more likely to end up getting sick and leaving your job. Compound losses don't turn into a win. When you accumulate little losses in your quality of life and your sense of joy each day, no matter how much you might think they'll eventually turn into a future big win, they won't. So what can you do instead? Well, here's what I've observed in my own life and in the lives of other successful people around me. Successful people are successful. That might sound obvious, but let me explain. I have never in my whole career seen someone go from being in a sacrifice mindset straight into success overnight. Instead, I've seen many people slowly build up success brick by brick over the years and decades. Success is a long-term compound interest game. Sacrifice is a short-term compound losses game. With a success mindset, you build good habits and make small, realistic, incremental changes day by day that, over time, end up getting you to where you want to go. An example of that is the 1% better mindset. If you can improve something by just 1% every day for a year, by the end of the year, it will be 37 times better than it was at the beginning. You win a little each day, and over time, the small wins build up to a big win. In contrast, the sacrifice mindset tells you to lose a little bit each day. You get 1% worse every day, hoping that you'll make it all back later. Unfortunately, if you started the year with $1,000 and you lost just 1% every day, at the end of the year you'd have only $25. The compound trap lies to your face by claiming that things will get better later, even though they're getting worse every day. Don't believe it. If things are getting worse, they're getting worse. But that's not the only thing we can learn from gamblers. The way successful poker players make money is they develop a system based on understanding the probabilities of the game. This system means that as long as they do the maths right and stick to their system, they steadily make a little bit of money each time they play on average. They turn the system into a habit, and eventually it's not gambling, it's just what they do naturally without thinking. That's how you should think about your work too. Good habits that increase your success today are what leads to long-term success. Now you know what to look out for, you'll want to make sure you focus on building the right habits. It took me a while to figure that out, but I ended up with a 5-habit system that anyone can use to help them get ahead of burnout and build the life that they want. So go watch this video to find out which of those 5 habits you should start doing today. I hope you find joy and meaning at work, as everyone deserves to.